Lost it all one day, no tears. Government took it all away in fears. Kids, stolen life, a mess, nothing left. But she fought back with every breath. A husband locked away for trying so hard. Brenda's heart took blow after blow. 15 years gone, but hope's a bright star. She showed the world what they didn't know. She's bringing it back, Brenda's new dawn. Living her life, singing her song. Starting over, no chains to bind. Loving it all, pure peace of mind. Now she's helping others rise and shine, teaching joy from a heart so kind. No looking back, just moving ahead. In her story, no tears are shed. From ashes, Brenda stands so tall. No one believed she'd break the wall, but now she's free, unbound and true. Brenda's living, showing what she can do. She's bringing it back, Brenda's new dawn. Living her life, singing her song. Starting over, no chains to bind. Loving it all, pure peace of mind. Pure peace of mind.
Hello. Okay. Ain't nobody here. Siblings. Yeah, I found this other microphone, guys. What do you think of this? We're doing it live. Anyways, looks like we got some action in the things we're doing, things are moving forward, and we're excited about it because it seems like, the long wait may be coming to an end, where we can finally get justice for, our children, and get our families back together, because that's really what you think of. That's all what it's all about is. Um, some of us have no idea what happened to our children, and then there's others that are still having open cases, and it's just really a nightmare. So, really, we just wanted to initially start the show to, inform people that are not aware of these CPS cases and these dependency courts that are violating. Federal law when your children are being taken, and it's just every violation that you can imagine, and they've been getting away with it for how long. And I think everybody's coming to realization is the parents aren't going to sit back and just be strangers to their own children, and we're going to start doing this, and we're going to just encourage people to get your stuff together. It's really not very hard. They're making everything simple for everybody to fill out and get your information in. I mean, we've got a couple different avenues, and we're talking about getting some more publicity on this. So I think that's also a good thing. We've been talking about getting, we have some access to a radio station where this individual is going to give us a platform for parents to come on and just tell their stories and share, information. I mean, most likely it's going to be anonymous anyway, and since it's a radio, we won't be getting, you won't have to show your face or whatever, because some people, aren't ready to do that, and I understand. But I'm at the point is I have nothing to lose. Here I am. I have nothing to hide. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm an excellent parent, and I'm not afraid to tell anybody the stories, the horrible, horrible stories that I have endured and I have heard about CPS coming into families' lives and just tearing them completely apart. And I really don't understand is how in the world this has gone on as long as it has, and it's completely ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm tongue tied today. All right, so looks like I'm out here with nobody in my chat. What's going on, people? I know I let you down yesterday. I didn't get on at 9, and I'm sorry to say, sometimes unforeseen circumstances happen, and I might not do. But if anybody noticed, I just didn't do Wednesday through Friday. I did Tuesday, Wednesday. I missed Thursday. God forbid, I didn't even know. I thought it was Saturday today. So that's how I even missed Thursday everywhere down the line. So today is Friday, and I've been informed of that. And I'm still trucking on. So yeah, I was looking at some of these current events. Well, since I'm here in Louisiana, I mean, did y'all see that these escapees that got out of the was it a prison in New Orleans? And I guess 10 escaped. They showed a picture. My son sent me a picture because I heard about these people escaping. In fact, somebody in Georgia is actually warning me, hey, be careful. How close are you to New Orleans? Sure, girl, I'm like 2.5 hours away. My neighbors even tell me to lock my door. Well, I don't know. I guess, yeah, I hate to tell you, but I do. I rarely lock my door, and that's probably a bad habit, but I don't know. I guess I feel safe, and that's the way it goes. Hey, Lewis, how is it going? I'm glad to see you in. Yeah, but apparently these prisoners, I think maybe 1 or 2 of them have been caught, but there's still like 9 on the loose, and they I noticed the spokespeople for the jail, they were saying, oh, they're blaming it on nobody gave them funding for the locks. They needed to update the locks. Well, apparently they removed the whole toilet and the sink and that whole thing, the Bob Barker sink and toilet. If everybody knows where I'm coming from with the Bob Barker stuff already, but yeah, they got out through the wall that way. It's like, wow. It's just like a movie. I suppose they'll make a movie out of that one, right? But so also what I was excited about, not only that, but uh it's just kind of like I'm right over here. I don't just normally watch local news, like, because I'm always getting my news from, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. I don't have hooked up to cable or anything like that. I just do internet. I set up my laptop with a HDMI cable to my big screen TV, and there you have it. In fact, I have a smart TV over here, but my son took that extra computer. He's like, Mom, what are you doing? I dropped it on the floor. Seriously. Probably a best idea is that he took it out of my hands if he wants the computer to last. Let me try and think. Oh, okay. So, did you hear about this? What is it? James Comey, Robert Comey, that FBI director that threatened. There was a threat to our president through a social media post. Anybody get into that? I thought that was quite interesting, seeing as though that my husband is been sentenced to 15 years for a cartoon, some political satire. And they're going to actually take this former FBI agent, or the head of the FBI, whatever you call that, the director, right? And they're going to say, oh, okay, well, here, let's give you a slap on the wrist. But not even that much, because, oh, he got interviewed by Secret Service. Oh, really? Hello. I just wanted to see if I can go back to what somebody sent me on that, because there's a certain numbers that he put in seashells, and those numbers actually mean, of course, the regular news is kind of prime out, oh, it only means this. No, what those numbers meant is that he's wishing death upon the president. So it was a death threat towards the president. So there you have it. And here it is. Let me see if I got this right now. Let me see. And what does this guy have to say about it?
I want to show you something that I just ran into that I have to report on immediately.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you can hear that.
The FBI, former FBI director, James Comey. Now, you guys know this guy. A lot of you that have been watching politics know about James Comey, know about his infamous ways in spying on the Trump campaign and doing all this wild stuff during and before Trump even became president, till after Trump had to fire him. So this guy has been literally calling for Trump to be arrested. He has like a fascination with Trump, right?
More James like an Comey obsession, right, guys?
Corrupt as you can possibly imagine. And ladies and gentlemen, he just posted this on his Instagram page,
okay,
right?
So there it was.
Posted it on his Instagram page as a dog whistle, as a calling out. And it says here 86 and 47. Now, what does that mean? Well,
so that's what they're saying, 86 and 47. The 86 is the threat to his life, and the 47 means he's the 47th president. So there you have it. And oh, did he take down the post? Well, my husband, we said we'd take down the post that the judge was so offended by. That's what I don't get, why these judges were so offended by my husband's entertainment on YouTube. Clearly it states that it's for entertainment purposes only, and that anybody that believes it's real ought to get their head examined. That's what it says on his YouTube. I can tell you, American patriotism, whatever. But I mean, they don't even talk about half the stuff. How about all the predictions that he made on YouTube when he was in Rogue Journalist Wars, where he was doing this reporting, kind of like Alex Jones type thing or a Rush Limbaugh thing. where he's actually just commenting on these different things that were happening in current events, but ended up being correct about a lot of this. And a lot of it is like, I just don't believe that they like the criticism. Like any type of criticism to law enforcement, I'm sorry to say that really offends them. Like, I'm sorry, like the post I seen the other day. You can say anything you want to a law enforcement officer. You can call them every name in the book, okay? They can't do anything about that, okay? It's freedom of speech. There you go. Have it. Boom. And if somebody wants to twist around words that are on a cartoon, that's their problem, okay? Because pretty much if you're saying this cartoon threatens you, then you're pretty much saying that you're a pedophile, because that's what this cartoon character said he was going to get rid of the pedophile judges. So there you go. What are you scared of then? You're pretty much calling yourself out to be a pedophile judge. Sorry. I don't want to get anybody in trouble for talking about this, but all I can say is this is the same judge that initially took my children out of my care. And come to find out, she's good friends with a drug dealer, a drug addict, somebody that had FUBL and AIDS and was having sexual relations with underage girls. And this is the type of person that was campaigning for this judge in 2015. Then, as 2016 rolled along, same judge that eventually I had to take the sheriff's son to a small claim because his contracting company that was stealing the bids for the SHIP, the state-run program where they get the monies to fix up your home. Well, sorry to say, we found out that they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing with those funds. And of course, they wanted to turn it around on us and say, oh, we're the bad guys. And then use the local newspaper. I mean, I've got a stack of newspapers like this, okay, from the Dixie County Advocate. This lady had I think it was her brother or her husband was also a deputy in the Dixie County Sheriff Department. So, I mean, they just really wanted to twist around what my husband was posting up on YouTube too. Okay, he's having fun doing separate things and posting them, with the children, having fun, playing dress up. And what kid doesn't like to play dress up and pretend like they're a superhero or something like that? You want to twist that around to be something out of the ordinary. When you have real crimes going on in this country, people, you don't have to worry about the veterans and the people whose family fought for this country for over 250 years. All you have to worry about is yourself, okay? Because that seems like all you do anyway. Because if it's anything negative towards you, it doesn't end up good for the people that want to talk about your failures or anything like that. And it's disgusting because you were put into your position to do a duty, and you have a duty to the public to do what you were elected or hired to do. Okay, so that's what I got to say about that, guys. Because when there's so many cases of the Child Protective Services being buddies with law enforcement to help with the removal of children out of their home, where they're coming into our houses and they don't have a warrant to do so. And that's a crime, people. As many ways as they want to turn it and twist it, they have committed crimes. And that's where, we're going to step in, and it's going to be very easy, because we've all, any of us, any parents out there that have dealt with Department of Children and Families or whatever they're calling it in your neck of the woods, because they're going to use different names because they have these third-party nonprofits or whatever they get to do their dirty work and think they can get away with stealing children. And the children end up in abusive foster placements, and they end up being locked up in cages. I mean, how many stories have you heard about that? And especially in Florida, there's been quite a bit of that. I mean, you could talk about the poor man that was locked up until he was 30 some years old, where he had to light the house on fire to try to escape there. I just heard another story yesterday, where the mom and the stepdad was keeping this girl in a cage, in a dog kennel, okay? And that the neighbor hadn't seen this child for like 7 years, something like that. So there's sick people out in this world, and it's not the biological parents that have a good life going, good family connections, and maybe not have a lot of money, but they have each other, and that's what it's all about, is your family and having each other. It's not about the money. But more often than not, we can see that they target people who are on Medicaid or get food stamps. And I bet you the majority of people that had their children taken, that is exactly the case. I can tell you that, because it's just a circle of deception, lies, and just all to make profit off of our children. And if anybody ever heard for the Kids for Cash case in Pennsylvania, 2014, I mean, this is disgusting, guys, where judges are getting together on like a Zoom call and talking about where they're going to put these monies they're making off of our children that are being abducted and sent off to God knows where. Because a lot of us that have been in it for a minute, is like I say, over 9 years for me, over 9 years. And again, I want to recommend that not only that you guys keep up with the program, as far as, if somebody wants this affidavit, if somebody wants maybe a cover sheet with your information, it's very simple. All you have to do is put your name in there, your case number, or as little or as more as you want, as long as you have your name in there to know, hey, hello, here I am. I'm one of the victims, and I'm standing behind masses of parents and families that are exposing these crimes for what they are. Okay, so we're not going to sit back and like lumps on a log and just crawl into a hole and take drugs and alcohol to forget about the problems that are going on with this country, because we're straight and we're woke up and we're awake to the fact that these crimes are being committed all across the United States and beyond. I mean, how many people that used to come in here from Canada as well? I haven't seen them for a minute. Of course, our friend Darren, hopefully he's going to be back doing a show maybe later tonight. I don't know, but that would be nice. I think he's on his way back to the studio, and hopefully we can see him soon. But like I say, we're always thinking about you guys, no matter where we are or what we might be doing, because we're all in this together, and it's going to take a team. And as that cartoon goes, it's not really a cartoon. It was with the little, you remember this? I remember with my youngest. It was a little duck and the little hamster or whatever, and they'd make a little fun show out of it. And it says, hey, what's going to work? Teamwork. And this is exactly what I mean. This is actually, it takes a team, because you guys can do this, okay? Can do it on your own. We're just offering you some certain tools to make it easier for you if you'd like to participate in getting involved or getting your name, just even your name, in the county, in the court house that you've been dealing with, and just let it be known that, hey, I'm not just going to sit back and be a number anymore. I'm going to be a name. I'm a parent, and I have had my children taken away from me unlawfully, and with no care in the world. So what do we got going on? Fact over lies. FBI has put a warning for all smartphone users. Hack is using AI voice generated, impersonating your contacts. It's huge. Loom it up all. Steve Ram posted it an hour ago. Well, that's interesting because, I don't know how many times on the phone I'm getting spam calls all day. And what are it always starts with the same area code. I know that it's spam. You know why? Because I got my phone when I lived in the 318 area code. Then I moved into 337 area code. And so I know that there's nobody calling me from the 318 area code except these freaking hacks. Jupiter, Florida Police Department is corrupt. Officer Matoni refused to help victims. He should be fired. No victims should be abused. Victims, and not only fired. I say, what's going on with this law enforcement that thinks they can get away with committing crimes? So why they should be behind bars? Okay, not us, people. I mean, they're trying to make us look like the bad guys, throwing us behind bars, and that gives them an excuse to take our children. Sorry, we're not lawbreakers. Okay, we're defenders of justice, is what we are. Okay, they are pretending to be public officials too. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Vinny's mom is here. I don't even see. All right. Well, hi. Hi, John. Look it up. Steve Ram, FBI warning to everyone, says contact FBI if you get calls or texts or voicemails. Well, I can tell you. I don't know. I don't know about that because a lot of times, do you ever guys get calls that the law enforcement is raising money for this and that? Somehow that bothers me. I don't know. It especially bothers me. You know why? Because I don't know if you guys know about this, but these fusion exchange centers, they're run by like Homeland Security or these local police departments where they exchange information from state to state about us, the U.S. citizens, that they might not like what you're saying or what you represent or anything like that, and they'll twist things around again to say we're some type of threat. And I'm sorry, we've never been a threat to anyone, but again, they're going to take this and they're going to spread it to another state. These people don't know that this law enforcement over in this other state of Maine are saying something to Florida that isn't true, but yet they all actually look for people that are very religious, very political. If you take notes, if you've ever collected money for a charity, ma'am or sir, you could be a terrorist. And that's where their thought process is. Okay. They don't, they're not going to take your word for it. Except they have no idea who you are, what you believe in, or anything. But all of a sudden, bam, you're marked a terrorist, and there ain't no turning back. And I can tell you, I found out about this threat tag on me in 2011. I can tell you, right, it says, because it's right in my head, I can't get rid of it. It says, anti-law enforcement and anti-government, any dealings with these individuals, do not lose your posture with them, and always be more than one officer. So they want to keep it their little secret and wonder why we're sitting back in the car for a half hour, 20 minutes on the hot roadside, wondering why this cop isn't getting out of the car. He's pulled us over, but yet nobody's coming. So, and in fact, over lives, that's a video I said I'm going to send you that, because you can clearly see if you watch that video from front to top or whatever. There's several different versions of it. I think that was posted on the Rogue Journalist Wars, but I'll share that with you guys one day. And the fact is that you can hear the officers say when the chief of police got there, like, we were surrounded by cops. We have two kids that are young, like what they were, like 5 and 7 at the time. And then I had my son going through pre-med. He was up in the passenger seat, and you can hear the officer say he's got a terrorist hit on him. So it comes through on the radio that we are some type of terrorist. It's somehow associated with your license plate, and they aren't going to know who exactly this might be in the car. I mean, my son was growing a beard for like some contest at the university, and they thought it was him. He's got dark hair. He's got my hair. The poor man, he's got my hair. So he's got a beard. They think right away, oh, okay, we're dealing with terrorists here. No, who is it? They don't know. I mean, that is one messed up video, because we got all the body cam footage and all this from that, and that was back in 2012. That was my birthday. I can remember that well. I went to get a free buffet. Is that against the law too? I can get my free buffet on my birthday? Come on, people. I mean, the rest of my family paid for the meal. God forbid. We were pulled over, and that was just like a living nightmare. You know, kids are screaming, and I can tell you the truth. My daughter didn't have any delays before that day where she was traumatized and the door was slammed on her head by a Maine State police officer. And when we suggested that we can get an apology from this officer before we even knew about this bulletin, yeah, it came out. It was in our discoveries. It was like they tried to charge Chris with disorderly conduct, and I think there was something else. I think all he ended up getting is he was in there for a couple hours. But again, every time they lock up this man, which never committed a crime in his life, never has been violence towards anyone. He is a veteran of law enforcement, but every time he's been locked up, they're treating him like Hannibal Lecter. I swear on my life, this is true. Like, they put him in the glass thing, and if anybody ever seen that with Jodie Foster comes up in an original Hannibal Lecter, yeah, that's what it's like. And then when he goes for a transport, he's not jumping in a paddy wagon with a bunch of other inmates. Oh no, he gets a special ride up there from whatever cops or whatever, and never stop to let him go to the restroom or get him a meal. But how many hours did I tell you? From that's an 8-hour. That's an 8-hour trip from Crowley all the way to Dixie County, Florida. Louisiana, Florida. Yeah, these guys didn't even let Chris have a break that entire time. Can you imagine? I mean, that's not good for your body. Nothing that they're doing in these prisons or jails are good for your health. I mean, the horrible meals. Somehow they're going to say they got nutritious meals. I'm sorry. No. A peanut butter sandwich and some freaking noodles. I'm sorry. That's probably about the worst thing you can be eating for yourself. All right. Anyways, I'm going off. You know, all I can say is all this led up to the abduction of my children. Okay, with this false fusion exchange bulletin, and believe me, at the time I got a hold of him and saying, "What's this?" In our discoveries, I think this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem, okay, for us, okay, and. Mom was right again. There's this like water boy over here, because Mama has been always right about this. I'm like, this is gonna. I called everybody and their mother, and then they ended up telling me it wasn't a local thing. That this is what I was told by the FBI agent in Bangor, Maine. His name is Glenn Barnes. Okay, he said that it came from the Department of Justice during when Eric Holder was the Attorney General. Okay, so Eric Holder started this crap about me and my husband that we're some type of threat, and we're not. Okay, we're just like Joe Blow from Kokomo. We're just trying to peace and love. That's what we're all about, people. Because I mean, we're from the end of the the beginning of the baby boomers. Yeah, we're the beginning of the baby boomers, I think. Anyways, do not open any. Okay, Facts Over Life. She's going on about this FBI thing. Look it up. We will be looking that up. Steve Ram. Anybody wants to check that out? Me in my position. I'm sorry, I don't exactly trust the FBI. I'm sorry, I don't. Hopefully that this all getting straightened out with the Trump administration. He's getting rid of the bad apples and putting in the new, because we know James Comey is an example of what we had been dealing with the FBI. I mean, it goes back to who's the other one, Ashcroft. I can remember when he was. It's like, to me, it's a bumbling bunch of idiots right there. Sorry to say. And if they don't like it, well, kiss my grits is what that one lady would say. Anyways, look it up. Okay, yes, the Benevolent Association calls people after they go to jail fraudulent and ask for money for dead officers. There you go. How many times have you guys got a call? Guess what? I have missing children. Can we get a little funding my way so I can help with not being broke, trying to find out where my kids are being abused at? Okay. Hey, Dr. Duff, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. CPS is domestic terrorist. I'm telling you, we need to come up with a better name for this, what the CPS stands for. We had some ideas that other day. How about corrupt pieces of shit? How about that? That's be a good one. Create secret words with family because they could be using your friends and family voices too. Oh, yeah. I can see that happening. I mean, I think also, yeah, I believe there's a lot more into that. I really do. Fact over lies. That is a good point, and I can tell you, in reality, they can corrupt your family members to think they're going to gain something by going against your own family. And I mean, it's happened time and time again, especially when they're offering lots of monies if they're to help these people. Hey, oh well, if you take, and it has to do with kids, passing the kids around too. It's sick and disgusting. I can't stand it. It's cruel and unusual torture and punishment. They get their cheese from dollar store for jails, green bologna, soggy bread, and hormones blocker. You know what? That's what I'm thinking. Anytime I go into a gas station or Dollar General, there you go. That's what you're getting. That's what they're feeding the prisoners in the jail. On the Bob Barker trays. There you go with your Bob Barker uniforms. I don't know how Bob Barker got in this picture. Is it the real Bob Barker, guys? Who knows? Because I always liked Bob Barker. I don't believe he might have known what's going on with this whole locking people up for no freaking reason. What was that? Fact over lies? That was when that happened on the roadside in Maine. We were living in Milford, Maine at the time, right outside of Orono, where the university is over there. And that was July 8th of 2012. I can give you, in fact, I don't know if I can throw it in there. Let me see if I can find it. I just want to make sure I give you the guys the right thing, but I'm pretty sure it was the Rogue Journalist Wars channel. It shows, let me see if I can find it. I know you know what, to see that video, I think you type in Levi Seawall. So it's SEWALL attacks national hero. And then there's Levi Seawall part 2. And then if you clicked on that, which I just did, it takes me to, yes, it is Rogue Journalist Wars, all one word. Levi Seawall attacks national hero Christopher Cambron. And like I say, if you click on that little face, I think it's the Joker face, it will show you, like I said, Chris is just doing a funny type news break. He's dressed like the Joker. Breaking news: Clinton concussion critical 12 years ago. This is 12 years ago, guys. All this stuff. And illegal roadblock. That happened to us in New Hampshire. This that crazy stuff. And right after that, I was trying to collect money for our charity at the Walmart, which I had permission to do. The cops were coming up and taking my whole time that I had scheduled a certain time at the store to collect for the charity, and they wanted to see all my paperwork. And then finally, I think we just ended up leaving at that point because they said they were getting complaints, even though we never heard any complaints. And I didn't hear that from Walmart either. So let me see what kind of videos he's got on here. Let me see. So looks like he did a big Joker series there. And like I say, if you, and they did a Joker Christmas special. That was a little bit. Oh, and that Second Revolution trailer. Okay, so that gets to the ideas, Chris, for all these years since 2012. Okay, he's been putting together a movie that he was going to call the Second Revolution, and you can also fact over lies. If you scroll down, if you clicked on the videos and you're scrolling down, you see the Second Revolution behind the scenes. That pretty much tells you what this movie is about that he's creating. Okay. And the Second Revolution trailer, you know who's calling us after that Boston bombing? That FBI guy, because he's wondering if Chris had any intuitions or whatever about this Boston bombing. Because if you look at that video, which came out before the Boston bombing, it's a very strange coincidence. That's all I gotta say. Because it said before, and all the cop cars, they just like took some clips from some movie, right? I think it was Mission Impossible, and the sides of the cars was saying Boston, and the cop cars were blowing up. It's just like something that happened. We don't know nothing about it. How would we know about it? And so I'm getting to the Fox anchor interviews terrorists. Okay, that was another one that's on the Rogue Journalist Wars. And Chris taped this. This is when the Fox News, local Bangor News, came out to our house and wanted the story about what happened. Again, there's another video of it, just a 3-minute video. If you don't have time, police state assaults Chris Cambron. And then, like I say, you can watch all these different versions depending on how much time you have. I think there's one that's 15 minutes long. It shows from front to end. But I mean, this is why maybe my husband's entrainment changed a little bit throughout this time. I mean, he's pretty, like before that, you can see his, he did like an Alex Jones thing, The More You Know and stuff like that, where he met Ron Paul, right? He was running, Christopher was running for legislator. And we met Ron Paul at the Red Church. Anybody can look that up. Red Church in Bangor. And Ron Paul was running for president then. So we met him and the kids. We have videos of that somewhere. Too bad we didn't post that up, because it's so much easier to go post it on YouTube and come back and there's your videos or whatever you're doing. So let me get caught up with these. Okay, so I told you, okay, Holder, what year? Oh, so Eric Holder, when we found out about that, that's when he was the Attorney General. So somewhere around 2011 and beyond. However long Eric Holder was in as Attorney General, he was giving us shit, I can tell you that. Because he was still in office when we moved to New Hampshire, and they were still messing with us. And that's when Chris, I think he even came out with a different channel after that. Or no, some of this is in New Hampshire. If you roll back, that is in New Hampshire. Some of that. Yeah, whatever. So that was some interesting news about, some of Chris's stuff. And he was always about, even before the kids were taken, about freedoms and to keep fighting for the freedoms. My husband's family fought the duration of the Revolutionary War, 250 years fought for this country. And all my kids, that makes all of my kids sons and daughters of the American Revolution. And you're going to tell us what's up? Hello, you're probably not even from this country, right? Child procurement scumbags. There you go, Jennifer Rapson. I hear ya. And the goddess Kratos is here. Hello, welcome in. Child buying and bullying system. There you go. See, she's coming up with some ideas of what we can call these stupid CPS people that want to ruin our lives and commit crimes against children. It's disgusting. Hey, Dr. Death. I'm glad that everybody's coming on board. And wow, time is flying by. I'm just rattling off all by myself tonight without Danielle. I think she's off on a mission, which that's good news. People are coming together, and I'm telling you, we got big plans to stir up some stuff. Okay. Because we're not bumps on a log anymore. We're getting out there, and I'm glad to see there's more and more people, more and more parents and grandparents that are speaking now. And I think we also have people that were victims of foster placements and abused in foster care themselves. And then they're going to turn around and also take your kids when you're already a victim. I mean, I know we got plenty of victims in here. And I'm finding more and more victims in Florida, too. And you know it's true, Florida mom. There's so many discussing things going on. I can tell you in Georgia, in Florida, and I'd say California. They're getting on the top of the list with these. I seen somebody posted a list of these different judges that have been involved with, stealing these children or ended up with children passing away when because of a judge's order to put them in a placement that is not adequately taking care of the child. In fact, it ends up being abusive of placements. And I can tell you from experience that my two children were both put into abusive foster placements. Okay. One way or the other, these kids are being mentally or physically abused. I mean, did anybody hear of Stockholm syndrome? You're separating a child. In fact, my kids were preteens when they were taken, and which is disgusting in itself, because what person in the world wants to? Not too many have good intents that are adopting like preteens or teenagers. Okay, that's to me that's a problem. Because most people that are surely want to be parents that can't have their own kids, they usually want the babies, But again, a lot of times these people that are a part of these adoption things don't realize, oh, this baby actually has a mom out there fighting for him and wanting him back. So it's too bad that a lot of these adoptees and foster people really don't know what they're getting into, because they're going to believe whatever these CPS workers are telling them. If they're telling the kids or the foster placements that their parents are pieces of shit, they're going to believe it. Why would they think they would lie about something like that? So just to make the foster person in fear if this other person ever shows up, God forbid. Hillary Clinton is laughing disease because she's a cannibal and a child predator. Yep. I mean, the sick truth will come out. It will come out, guys. Don't you worry. And those are the people who are going to be on the right side of the bars, not our families that they're taking these children. Where are they going to end up? Either in prostitution or prisons. I mean, they're making money off our children and our families every which way they can. Just a sick world we have out there. I think The Reckoning sounds better. The Reckoning. I do like that. I do like. You know what? I'm gonna write that one down, because we're kind of think of, right, The Reckoning. And we're trying to think of a name for. We're trying to think of street justice. We have some ideas coming out there. Hey, Tammy. About time. Where you been? Coming in late. That's okay. I'm glad you're here. But I don't know if there's might be a show going on later, guys. I really don't know what's going on with everybody, but we do like to try to have a show in the evening. But we're pretty wound up today. I mean, Danielle had a show earlier that went pretty long, I noticed. And So she shared some things, and it ended up being a pretty nice show there. Okay, let me see. Found out Craigslist killer was a CPS kid as much as Columbine and Parkland shooter. Ted Bundy was a CPS. CPS is making serial killers in the making. And that's what I'm saying. Thank you, Fact Overlies. At least somebody else is talking about this besides me, because there you have it. CPS is creating homegrown terrorists. There you have it. You wonder why, these shootings are going on in the schools across the country. It's not because of what me or my husband are saying on a little YouTube show. No, it's not. People just don't get it, guys. I'm telling you. They've been corrupted by the system themselves. That was always our suggestion, is when you have these law enforcement in certain positions, like on the streets, and you have the officers on patrol, there should be a time limit to, maybe 3-4 years, and then put them behind their desk or something, because this could become a dangerous situation where, their ego gets blown up or something like this. And it's just not a good situation for the citizens, because I'm going to bring up that autistic 17-year-old that was in his own backyard, happens to have a kitchen knife, like in an own fenced-in backyard, and 4 cops are going to riddle him with 9 bullets. Come on, people. I mean, if somebody somebody needs to look that up. What happened to these officers? Oh, did they get a slap on the wrist? They murdered someone. I think there's got to be some accountability, because the real criminals, they get a chance to be tased, Oh, and then, okay, well, you're in jail for a couple weeks, and here you go, you're out again. But the people that have never committed a crime in their life, they're sitting behind bars wondering what the hell's going on. How did this country fail our veterans and our children? That's why I hope, Trump, I'm telling you, we can't get it, we can't last much longer. I can tell you, Trump. Dear Mr. President, that's what I say. And the president's birthday is coming up in June. So it would behoove us to have some type of something going on in June, okay? And Gunnar, that's an idea for you as well, talking about having something going on, because Trump also on that day is going to do like a veterans parade or something. So this is when we got to stir up some stuff and say, hello, here we are. And we a lot of us are veterans that have their children taken away from our care, and has been just screwed by the system. And screwed Eric Golder, thank you very much. Screw him. Like, what's he doing today? And remember, whenever he was questioned in these hearings, he was like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, well, all right. You know too much. That's a problem. That you committed a lot of crimes. John, hey, Tammy. And everybody's saying, hey, what's up? Woo, what's up? How can a cop protect and serve if they can't understand the laws they enforce? Exactly. Thank you. Tammy, I'm so glad you came in. Oh, man. I'm way behind, guys. Because here I am. I can't shut up for a second. Yes, ma'am. Indeed. And victims are still scared. Every parent has a heartbreak syndrome over their kids. Yeah, because we want our kids back. I mean, I'm heartbroken. I have heartbreak syndrome over my husband as well as my children. Thank you. They use unethical tests and psychological treatment in court. Resurrection of justice for families. You've been around? Yeah, Tammy. I know you've been around. You're in the shadows, okay? Yeah, that was a good show. What we do in the shadows. Anybody like some comedy? Like Danielle says, we gotta have some, enjoyment in our life. And I always liked a good comic relief, as you might say. But that What We Do in the Shadows with the vampires, very funny show. Love it. I also like that Resident Alien. Anybody ever watch that? That's also a good show. I like to stream things on Putlocker. I don't have cable and any of that stuff. However, it's not illegal to be able to stream movies or shows, but whoever's actually one's putting them on there, I believe that's illegal. But there's nothing wrong with me watching it. Sometimes it doesn't work too. I gotta, you gotta watch out because it will give all the spam will start coming up. But I got a good version of Putlocker saved in this laptop right here. And when it's kind of stuck, sometimes you got to sit there and wait for it to update, because I started out with watching that Survivor show this season, and I got to episode 7. It's not going any further for me. I want to see what happens in that show. No spoilers. I got away from that show for a while because like it's getting old. But this season, since Chris is gone, I'm like, give me something to do. We need victim services for only parents and children victims against CPS. Exactly. I mean, I think that's what we're all about too, is like us being able to share the stories and maybe some encouraging news and just some coping mechanisms. And that's what we've tried to do. I know like last show I did, pretty much started off with a prayer, because I'm thinking, God is there, and God knows the truth, and He's not supposed to leave us or forsake us. So I'm counting on this. I'm counting on the power of prayer in this situation, because a lot of us are just at the end of our rope, I can tell you, and I am one of them. July 4th should be something for Independence Day. You know what, Florida Mom? Last year, and I didn't even think of you when I went to Florida at the end of June and wanted to rally up some people for the 4th of July, like I told you the other day with my little outfit I had on, red and stripes, red, white, blue stripes, whatever. But apparently we got to be careful what we say, because if Brenda tries to rally up some parents and say, hey, we're going to bring some awareness to CPS and these dependency courts and these crimes, good God, let's throw her in jail for something that she didn't do, because that's exactly what happened. And Florida, I'm sorry, I'm not as easily I may forgive, but I will not forget. And talking to my old attorney friend Charles in New Orleans. Yes, indeed, sir. He's gonna encourage me to file a wrongful arrest or whatever needs to be done on that case, because I'm not going to sit back and try desperately to get a job, and I can't get one because of this felony record that I have now because of Dixie County, Florida. So disgusting. They're the ones that should be without a job. And maybe that can be our jobs, guys, is to straighten out this fucking mess that's going on with Department of Children and Families. So we got some great candidates for those jobs, don't we? Somebody that would actually do the job right and have the, like you say, you got to totally dismantle this whole DCF and CPS, just dismantle the whole dependency court system and start up from new, okay? With some honesty and integrity and justice for all. I consider him a family human trafficker. Who's this? I have respect for your husband and my mother's brother, who is an evil veteran who says my kids won't come home. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. And like I say, it's a lot of times it's family that all this discouraging words coming from your family, or just abandonment from your own family, because why? Because maybe they're taking the side of DCF. We're already seeing the show, guys. Goodness, I couldn't even keep up. That's my cue to skidoo. I have got to go. All right. Oh, Al-Anon. Okay, there's an idea. Michael William Rhiannon Butler will be 18 and he wants his freedom for all children. That's right. His birthday's on July 4th, as I remember. Thank you, Florida Mom, for sharing. I don't get mad. I get even. Like this, revenge is a dish best served cold. Come on. Palm Beach County, Florida Sheriff's is disturbing the traffic. There you go. And there you have it, guys. Like I say, look forward to some more shows this weekend. I think I'm going to come back about the same time Saturday if nobody else has anything going on. I'll be back tomorrow about 9 because, like I say, unfortunately, I can't get a job because of my felony record, and I've tried every freaking place in town you can think of. It's not a fast food place, because I'm not going to go there. The CPS and this corrupt dependency court system has completely destroyed my life and the humanity. All right. You guys have a good night too, and I appreciate everybody coming in. And peace and love is what we're preaching. All right.
Brenda's living, showing what she can do. She's bringing it back.